Hello and welcome back to the channel. Where we left off at the end of video number 3 was with the Navara having returned from its MOT. I'll hand you over to Swampy and he can tell you how it went.
So the Navara is back from the MOT. It didn't do particularly well, to be honest. The engine and everything was fine with the engine. There's some major structural rust underneath though on the chassis. The spring at the front has also snapped. We didn't really look at any of this stuff, so we just put it in for an MOT to see what it failed on. It also had brake imbalance at the back, so we're going to have a look at those pieces as well. But some major work to do there. What was a quick fix, now really quite a big one, so we're going to have a look at these, see what we can sort out. So under the Navara, a busted spring. We have got a replacement for this, so we're going to get this off, get this replaced and put back together. That'll be one thing off the list.
I love your optimism.
Thank you very much.
It quickly became obvious that all the fixings are so badly rusted that removing the shock in one piece was not going to be easy. A new damper was not expensive, so best option, cut it all off and get rid of the spring that was in multiple pieces. Whilst waiting for the delivery of the new damper, we started on what we thought was going to be the difficult task of removing the truck bed. Turns out it wasn't that difficult. It's only held on by 4 bolts. There are a few bits with wires that need to be disconnected, and it was a bit messy under there, but we got those removed, and then access was pretty good and fairly straightforward.
Done.
Yep.
Wow.
Actually, nowhere near as heavy.
Not very heavy at all, is it?
We get As you will have seen, there's been plenty of work going on with this Navara. We've got it to this stage now, so the bed is now undone, the wiring's undone. I think we've undone the filler for the diesel tank, got it all rigged up. We're now going to try and get this off. I'm suspecting there might be a time lapse and lots of swearing, but let's see how it goes.
There was years worth of caked on dirt, so a good clean was the first job. The new damper was delivered, so Swampy decided to fit that before continuing with the rust repairs. The spring was mounted over the damper and the whole unit fitted to the truck.
So time for a quick tour around the damage. Looks like there's a rather nasty hole there. This and this rather nice mess all the way along there. Patch all across this, and all this pipe work's come off as well. And then we've got this mess down here. Which, this is what a good side looks like with its mounting hole there. And then the other side doesn't really exist.
And then on the right chassis rail we've got this rather interesting mess of welding which needs sorting out. And then this mounting bracket for the exhaust. It's not really there anymore.
Well, I've done plenty of cutting around this area. Got this section cut out where the rust was on this part. Cleaned up all around the edges here as best I can. Try and cut a plate now, maybe clean it up a little bit more. Try and weld some plate back over that now.
It's definitely not perfect, but it'll do.
It's a new day, I've got my hat off, I'm sporting a new haircut, and I've got loads of brake cleaning stuff. So I'm going to have a look, done some of the welding, I'm going to break from that, I'm going to have a look at the brake drum, see if we can get some of this tidied up. It looks like there's been a bit of a seal leak on the axle that's leaked oil into the drum and then onto the shoes. Well, that's definitely looking way better. There are some greasy bits and pieces on this still, but mostly I've got all the grease off here. This doesn't feel greasy anymore now. These do actually genuinely feel like they're alright, although there is a little bit in the linings there. So I'm thinking we'll let that rest, see if there's any more leaks, let some of this seep out again, and then come back to it on a different day and give it another clean.
I'm part way through the welding. There's lots more to do, and it does need tidying and priming because my welding isn't the best. Navara's owner Tricky, who you'll meet briefly later, he said he wants to paint the chassis, so I'm just going to leave this as it is other than that.
As you can see, we have the bed lifted and supported, ready to remake the seriously corroded supports. Feel happy to be on video. Would you like to say a few words for our audience?
Don't buy a crap motor.
Coming out.
And all that as well. Oh,
That is, by the look of it. Don't want to do that.
Can I have a go?
go on.
There's a bit over here if you want. Straight.
Swampy sets about cutting out all the rusty old metal and cleans the good metal ready for welding in new sections.
That's not so bad for a bit of a rush job. That'll do for now. Start getting this built up in sections. We're doing a big one, but we don't have all the metal, do we? So
No. Looking good there, Mr. Swamps, looking good.
it's not too bad for a first real go, to be fair.
Absolutely excellent.
Kind of making it up as we go along.
This is my contribution to the project. Swampy's done everything else, but I'm quite pleased with the little bit that I have done.
After many hours of awkward welding, everything was tidied up and primed, and the bed could finally go back on the truck. When I said before that it was only held on by 4 bolts, really there were only 3 because the 4th mount had rusted away. Now it's bolted on securely.
Well, now the tub's back on, Scotty's tidying up, Tricky's down there faffing about tidying stuff up as well. Battery's reconnected, haven't put the door back on the back yet, but we're going to have a look and just make sure we can move backwards and forwards, make sure everything's okay. The wheels are on, let's see how it goes. Got to admit, the continuity here is pretty bad. My hair has got really long, it is really sunny instead of raining everywhere, and I'm definitely not wearing the same set of clothes that I was quite a while ago. We didn't actually get any video of finishing the brakes off on the Navara. It went for an MOT, it passed, not with flying colours, but it did pass. And Tricky actually sold the vehicle before I got to clap eyes on again, so I don't actually have any video now of any of the finished stuff, but it's been a really great project to be working on. Really pleased I managed to get it to work. Thank you for watching, hope you've enjoyed it. Gives you a bit of inspiration for working on maybe a Navara yourself, although to to be honest. The welding was an absolute nightmare. But thanks for watching. Like us and subscribe, and we'll see you again soon.